The human microbiome is a complete collection of genes that are encoded in their genomes. What they do for us is amazing. In addition to the microbes in your gut digesting your food, they also play all kinds of other roles in educating the immune system, in producing vitamins and other chemicals that are necessary for our health, and in making us resistant to disease. My name's Rob Knight. I study the microbial world at the University of California, San Diego, where I lead the new Microbiome Initiative. I'm a professor in the departments of pediatrics and computer science and engineering. I've been interested in science of the natural world from as long as I can remember. I grew up in Dunedin, New Zealand, so it's on the South Island. It's a beautiful place. I first lived in the US from 1985 to 1987. My parents were both working at NIH at the time. I came back to the US in 1996 to enter grad school at Princeton, and I've been here ever since. The microbes on our skin, in addition to helping us resist disease, do all kinds of other things. Like, for example, they determine whether or not we're particularly attractive to mosquitoes. You might be 10 times as attractive to mosquitoes as your camping buddies. And so while you're swatting away there and they're completely unaffected, it might be because your microbes on your skin are producing chemicals that make the mosquitoes zoom in on you and leave the other people in your party alone. You can see the 384 well plate with the really tiny holes in it, and then the ones with the bigger holes are 96 wells. And you can just imagine how miserable it is to take each of these plates and fill it up with 10 different components. So the work in my lab over the past decade has been primarily focused on better ways to read out microbial communities, whether they're the microbiome in our bodies or whether they're microbial communities all over the Earth's surface. And microbes play all kinds of important roles in the sea, in the soil, even in the air. And we're just starting to discover what many of those roles are now. In human health, my research specifically has linked microbes to obesity, to malnutrition, to inflammatory bowel disease. My current inspirations, and especially my inspiration for moving to a department of pediatrics, is really in the potential of the microbial world to improve health for everyone across the planet, and especially the increasing evidence that we're getting that most of what happens in microbial development happens in the first 3 years of life. In terms of what we'll be able to do in biomedical science in the near future, there's some very exciting possibilities. For example, improved diagnosis in cases where different disease subtypes have different microbes involved with them. In what's called patient stratification, so basically being able to predict whether a particular drug will work for you based on your microbiome before you try taking the drug. The United States is really the central hub for microbiome research. There's a lot of private philanthropy in the US, and that's been very important for the microbiome field, in part because it connects so closely to human health and to the environment. What's next for my journey is being able to take the pattern discovery that we've been doing in the microbiome and take it to a whole new level of understanding the functions of the organisms and the chemicals that they produce, and being able to reshape the communities and perhaps even reshape the genomes of those organisms so that they can do things that are more beneficial for us, either in a health context or an environmental context.